you check it.
Right. Okay. So take it or leave it. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So another tactic is a take it or leave it.
We didn't do that last week.
No.
So
Take it or leave it negotiation. Basically, that's just okay. It's make it something non-negotiable. So it's 4 million or nothing. You're gonna buy this car for 4 million, or you just cannot buy it. That's it. So this is a real hard bargain. This is pure position bargaining. Actually, this is what Takashi-san was saying before. That's what he does with his partner in Vietnam. That basically everything is already done, and it's been presented to his own organization as a take it or leave it deal. So he gets a proposal from his partner, and then the only thing that happens is that Takashi-san will kind of see whether this is a fair proposal, because he knows a little bit about the costs and their profit. But the way it's presented to his home organization here in Japan is a take it or leave it deal. So I was a little bit thinking like, is this exactly how you want to do it with your domestic, with your employer? Is not. I'm not so sure. But so it's very hard bargaining to do this. Take it or leave it. Basically, what is suggested here, what the guy in the video suggested in his book, I read his book, is that what you can basically best do is ignore it and say take it or leave it, and just make a counter offer, and something that is closer to the interest of the other side. So if somebody says okay, take it or leave it, then just ignore it. Walking away is not the best deal either, but try and make a counter proposal that is closer to your interest. Inviting unreciprocated, that's a very different English term. Inviting unreciprocated offers. That has to do with giving something away without expecting anything in return. So when you make an offer, you may find that your counterpart asks you to make a concession before making a counter offer themselves. So that means that basically you make a concession and say, okay, you want to sell the car for 4 million, right? So then you're negotiating, and then you say, okay, I'm going to offer, you can buy this car. Okay, I make a concession. You can buy it for 3.8. Then you say to me, if you make it 3.6, then maybe you have a deal. And they say, okay, 3.7. And then actually what happened is they didn't make a concession. You only made the concessions. You made a concession bigger than you. That's an reciprocated offer. So it's a tactic. You have to be very careful for this. This is an advanced negotiator tactic.
Unreciprocated. What
Yes.
does it mean?
Reciprocated is normally in negotiation you give something and you get something in return. Then you give something, get something in return.
Means
So not reciprocated. So what somebody does, if somebody makes a concession, then instead of giving something back, they are actually taking this and say, okay, well, if you make it a little less than that, it feels like you easily forget that, hey, I didn't get anything back, but they're just responding to your offer and say, okay, well, instead of 3.8, why don't you make it 3.5? Then actually a lot of people forget that they didn't get any concession from the other side. And they start to negotiate with themselves, basically. So they are already making the next concession before they got anything back. So that is a tactic that you need to be very careful of. And we talked about this too. Trying to make you flinch. Flinch is like squeeze your eyes like, huh, right? That happens if you are basically thrown off, if you are emotionally affected, right? So trying to make you flinch. Sometimes you may find that your opponent keeps making greater and greater demands, waiting for you to reaching your breaking point and concede. So they're just, okay, bum bum, I want to have this too, and I want to have this too. So name the hard bargaining tactics and clarify that you will only engage in a reciprocal exchange of offer. So basically, so I want to have this, and then when you give in, I want to have this too, and I want to have this option, and I want to have metallic lac, and I also want metallic paint, and I want to have aluminium hubcaps, and I want to have this, that. So sorry, I understand that you're driving a hard bargain, but if you want to have this, I would like to have something in return. I can give you a little discount on the car stereo, but unfortunately, I'm not in a position to give this away for free. So that is a so this extreme demands. Chinese are very good at this. I find this in my previous company, Travel Lessons. Some Chinese are extremely good at making demand after demand after demand after demand.
What are you going to make action?
Well, the action is going to be okay, call it out. Okay, so I see that you are trying to make all kinds of demands, but I think we can only meet each other if we can meet each other somewhere, so that you're also addressing my needs. Otherwise, we can unfortunately not make an agreement. So basically, by driving a hard bargain. If people drive a hard bargain, you can tell them, oh, I see you drive a hard bargain, right? Okay, but I cannot just basically give away all the things that you're asked for. Basically, if I'm going to give you more in value, then I need to have something in return. Otherwise, unfortunately.
So greater demand. So
don't get
his demand.
So don't try not to get like emotional. Just basically keep your calmly and say, okay, I see you drive a hard demand. You're a hard bargainer. You're a hard bargainer. Right? So maybe some people feel pride in doing that. So okay, I see that you drive a hard bargain, but of course, if this is important to you, we can consider to add this to the deal. But unfortunately, I cannot give this to you for free. So in order to get this, I need this more money from you.
Calm him down.
Right. But make sure that you do not get angry and just keep calm. Don't flinch. Don't twist your eyes. Don't get emotional. But say, okay, well, if you need this, then I need this in exchange.
Okay.